Hi, welcome to Complete in Him. It's so good to have you today. I know it's kind of weird. We're in my bathroom today. I know. It's going to be fun though. We're going to do a little lesson and I'm going to be curling my hair for you. But first, I want you to go and like our video, subscribe to our channel, comment, and share with all your friends. Or share with not your friends. All people will benefit from this. So have you ever left the house and you're on your way to your destination and you think, oh my goodness, I forgot to do the back of my hair? Or have you ever gone somewhere and you thought, oh my goodness, they forgot to do the back of their hair? Or did they not look behind them before they came to church? You know, do you look behind yourself? I have a full-length mirror and I look behind myself every time before I leave the house. And a lot of people don't even have a full-length mirror, so they don't even know what the bottom part looks like before they leave the house. So today we're talking about hair and forgetting what's behind us. Let me just show you the products I use on my hair, which I am not advertising for them. I'm just showing you what I do because we're talking about leaving things behind us. I have a Conair curling iron. It works amazing. I have Pantene dry shampoo. I use that for when I don't wash my hair, but I put it in my roots up here and it's amazing. It just gives you so much volume up there. And I also use I don't know what it's called, Fructis style Garnier flexible control. And I also use the other one that's not flexible, but I do not like spraying my hair and getting my hands caught in. That's a Stronghold video, go look at it. That's a good one too. So today we're going to do hair and talk at the same time. I've never done this, so we'll see how it goes. Paul says in Philippians 3:12, he says, he presses on to take hold for that which Christ Jesus took hold of him. Another translation, it says, I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ possessed for me. I love that. I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ possessed for me. And then he says in the next verse, you know, he always says, I have not attained my goal, but I am working towards it. If you don't have a goal in life, or if you feel like you don't have a purpose, you're just wasting your days away. You're not helping anybody. And we got to have purpose. When you have a purpose, then you have a goal to get to. I take this one and I curl it back, and this one I'm going to curl forward. I just stick it in there. This is the easiest way to curl hair for me anyways. And you just take this and do it just like that. That way it gives it a different way every time. I don't really know. I don't know nothing about hair, to tell you the truth. I look up a lot of YouTube videos, and so they show you how to do hair and makeup, and boy, they give you lots of tips. So this is the fastest way for me to do it. I don't spray it or anything. I just do it like this because I don't like getting that white stuff. You know, when you spray your hair and you get that white stuff in there. Okay, let's go back to what Paul says. So he said he presses on to possess that perfection for which Christ possessed for me. But then he tells us in the next verse, which is verse 13, how he does it. Do you know that every place in the Bible, when they tell you what to do, they tell you how to do it? You know, sometimes you go places, to churches even, and they tell you we got to do this, 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 and this. Well, that's great, but then they don't tell you how to do it. So what's the purpose? Don't tell me what to do if you're not going to tell me how to do it. You know, I gotta work this out. I gotta possess what he tells me to do. I gotta possess the perfection for which Christ possessed for me. And if you go to a church that, you know, tells you need to do this, this, and this, but doesn't tell you how to do it, then you might need to rethink your thinking. Or go home and find out for yourself. You know, you got a Bible. Read it. The best Bible translation I have found is the Passion. It's amazing. I'm going to curl this one back, and then I'll curl the one before it forward. Yes, the Passion is very good. It's only in the New Testament right now, but it is an excellent translation, and I like the New Living Translation as well. You know, there's different ones that you might prefer. The Living Bible is also another one. But you know, it's hard to study the Bible if you can't really understand it. Those translations tell it like it is in today's language. Now, if they had a hillbilly language, that would be the one I'd be buying, because that's what I understand the most. So this one I curled forward, just so it could give it a little bit different, I don't know, look, I guess. I'm not doing it really exactly like I am over there because, well, I can't talk and curl at the same time. Well, let's go back to Paul here, what he's saying. Oh, so he tells us in verse 13 how to keep pressing on. He says, "Dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on one thing." He's focusing on one thing here. And he says, "Forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead." Oh my goodness, how many times have you got to looking backwards in the past and thinking, all this junk? And so we get hung up on what happened yesterday, and we spend all of our day thinking about yesterday, and so we're not getting nothing done today because we're thinking about yesterday. And it messes you up. And it doesn't only mess you up, but it messes up people that you're around. It affects. That's the word. It affects people that you're around because there's something wrong. You need to forget what's behind. If it's behind, then keep it there. They always say out of sight, out of mind. Well, if all that junk is out of your sight and out of what you're thinking, because this is what happens a lot of times. Like, even if I'm curling my hair, let me get back to this so I can get it done at the same time. So this is where I use the dry shampoo, and I just bring it up here, up underneath this, and kind of spray a little bit. I don't spray a lot because I sure don't want it to get that yucky stuff, and then I have to curl it. So, but it gives me a lot of volume, and this stuff smells good. Let me do this. Also tease it, so that way it will give it a little. I don't care for flat hair really on me. Other people look great in it, but I don't look great in it, and I don't think I do anyway. So I like to give it a little. Let me tell you a little story though. This teasing, and that's what that's called. How you take your hair up and you tease it like this. My mom, I love her. She's in heaven today, and I miss her so much. But she would tease her hair sometimes, and then she'd forget to tease it or brush it out, you know, and oopsie. And this is what we're talking about here, is our hair, how we don't look behind our head. So if you're not looking behind, you don't know what's there. And a lot of people don't look behind. So she'd forget to tease her hair out, and she's like, oh, gotta go to church. Oh yeah. So if it's behind us, we can't see it. So when something is behind you, you pretty much don't focus on it. That's the word. We don't focus on things. This one I'm going to do forward. We don't focus on things. I hold it there a little bit so I can get my whatever on it. And I do curl it as I go down. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. But I do what I want to do to my hair. And do this one forward. It took me a little bit to figure out how to do all this forward and backwards and stuff, and I like to curl my hair with a straightener too. It makes it look a little bit different, but it's a little bit harder to, I don't know, my hair is very fine and thin. Thin is fine than thin. What? And sometimes that straightener just lets go of it. So this is why I'm doing the curling iron today. Plus it's faster for some reason, I guess because I'm used to it. When you practice more with whatever, then that's what you use. Okay, so back to this. So we forget what's behind, so we forget to do our hair or, you know, other things. If you're not focusing on that, then that's not something that you're going to be thinking about a lot of. So we've wasted days, Some people have even wasted years because they've not let things go. And what happens is when you don't let things go, and you might not even know that you have issues, but let me tell you, other people do. Because what you do, how you act, what you say is coming out. And so people around you think there's something not right here. And you might not even feel like you have any issues in your life, but we're going to be talking about later how to see if you have issues and how to correct those, because we have to know to correct issues. We can't just let them go. You can't just sweep them under the rug, because let me tell you, if you do, then that rug's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're going to have a big mess. So what we do is we end up wasting years of our life, and in the process we hurt a lot of people. You know, it's hurt people. And Satan comes to people and he tells them junk, and we believe it. You know, everybody does. Everybody believes it until you think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? How stupid. Well, Satan, I command you to leave me right now in Jesus' name. That's all you have to do. Or a lot of times I say, shut up, Satan. You know, you, whatever. And my dad told me once, this is what happens, I think, a lot, is we get into our homes, or, you know, get into the car and we go places, and then your mind just starts thinking, Satan's like, oh, I got her here now. I'm just going to keep on telling her, you ain't good enough, you ain't pretty enough, you need to lose weight, you don't sing good enough, you know. He will tell you whatever it is. He knows you're down. He knows you're down. What? He knows your spots that you need help in. And he'll come to you and he'll tell you all these things. And guess what? You'll believe them. But let me tell you right now, there's somebody that's always going to sing better than you. There's always going to be somebody prettier than you. There's always going to be somebody that's better at sports than you. There's always going to be somebody more handsome than you. There's always going to be somebody, but who cares? Get that thought behind you. It does not matter. If you are in the place or doing what God has called you to do, it doesn't matter about anybody else. You know, I had a hang up for a long time. I don't know where I got this. Maybe when I was younger, I don't know. But you know, you walk into a room of women and you're like, oh, do I have prettier clothes on? Or do I look better than her? And it's just a comparison thing, and it's so stupid. And we do it all the time. We might not even know that we're doing it, but so we got to just stop comparing ourselves and just tell Satan, shut up. You know, if you have issues with self-esteem and stuff like that, get them worked out, because other people are affected by that. And you can go to somebody's Facebook page and find out what their problems are, because if they're all about them all the time, me, oh my gosh, it wears people out. You know, well, Facebook is about us and it is about our page and stuff, but I have found that Facebook has really messed up some people's minds. Basically, some girls, you know, that think they're not good enough or whatever. I mean, so-and-so got more likes than me and blah, blah, blah. I just couldn't imagine being a teenager living in the years that we live in now. And, oh my, don't compare yourself to other people. You know, you're good at something that somebody else isn't good at. And you're just as beautiful. This is what God showed my friend one day, Crystal Lou Gilclear. He said, you are my beautiful. And do you know, we all have low self-esteem at some time or another. Before I leave the house, though, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you are God's beautiful. Because it doesn't matter if you're beautiful to this person or that person. You are beautiful to God. You're beautiful in His sight, and that's all that matters. So let's get back to forgetting the past, though. So we try and pull all that mess back up, whatever that mess is. If you haven't gotten rid of it, that mess will come and it will show up in your relationships. That's what they call baggage. It will come and show up in your relationships, and you'll have problems, and just a lot can go on. You can mess up marriages, your own marriage is what I'm talking about. You can mess up whatever. Just because you're focusing on the past and you're not pressing on towards what God wants for you or possesses for you. This did not curl very good. I'm going to curl a little again. So what happens? Satan comes to you and tells you all this stuff. And before long, you stop trusting people. You think everybody's out to get you. You compare yourself. You don't think you're good enough. You might even get in depression, because that's what happens when we start listening to Satan and all his blah, blah, blah. People get into depression. They get anxiety. We get all this stuff, and it's destructive, because it just can be. I mean, if you're not fixed in the Word with your focus on Jesus, then all that stuff behind you is going to come forward. My dad told me, and I think my dad told me that if you're at home, or if you're in the car or whatever, that's where Satan comes to you, is when you're in a quiet place, when it's quiet, and you start thinking, oh, this, I could have said this, I could have said that. And, well, he said, play some praise and worship music to keep that atmosphere of your home or in your car, wherever. Keep it active in the praise and worship, because in praises and worship, God loves that. But it keeps your mind from not starting to think about stuff you don't need to be thinking about. So we need to just keep that active, and let's see how this is going to turn out. I can't stand up to do this, so I don't know. So I let it cool a little bit, and then I take my big comb. I love this comb. Some people like to do their fingers and all that, and I guess I do, but I do it right now, but I feel like I'm going to take my curls out if I do too much, because my hair is not fluffy and mutable like some people, like my daughter's. But it doesn't matter, because you love me. So I just do that. Ooh, this side looks a little frizzy. I don't know why. I also use some of this, I don't know the name, Fructis. It's an anti-frizz serum. I just kind of put it, I don't use a lot because it will make my hair oily, but I do put it on the ends of my hair so it doesn't make it frizzy. I don't like my hair frizzy. So if you keep your atmosphere in the right atmosphere, and you're not listening to a bunch of junk or things that you're not supposed to be listening to, then that helps. That will even help your baby sleep and stuff, because if you have a lot of stuff on the TV and you can't figure out why they're not going to sleep or whatever, check what you're watching and doing during the day with them. Play some good music for them. So here's what the front looks like. Let's see what the back looks like. Now let's not forget though, we need to fix our back when we go to church. I can't really see it because I'm looking in the thing instead of here. That's pretty cute, huh? I can't tell. So we need to forget those things that are behind us. Forget them. And let me tell you how to do that. You ask the Lord, please search my heart, Lord. And you might know some issues that you're having, but please search my heart, Lord. Help me to know what's causing this issue in my life. And I just pray that you will help me to overcome it. And I just renounce it. And this is what I've done. Because I have felt rejection. I have felt hurt. I've had self-esteem issues. There's a whole list. People go through this all the time. But so I just go and I'm like, oh no, I renounce that hurt that I felt. I renounce that pain, and also forgive that person if somebody has hurt me, because that is a big issue. You might have thought you've forgiven somebody, But let me tell you how you know if you've forgiven them or not. If you want to run over them with a Mack truck, to this day, you have not forgiven them. Sorry. And the best way to forgive them is just say, Lord, I forgive that person for hurting me. And every day, pray for that person. You want good things for them. And then you might just pray one day and say, wow, I think I'm good with this. But you know, a lot of people don't do that, and what happens is they always think it's somebody else's fault when it's not somebody else's fault. And if we are like that, we really need to say, Lord, look at me. Lord, show me what I need to change. You know, you can't think everybody is always wrong and you're always right. That's not correct. And so take the things that were behind and keep them behind. Renounce those things that were behind. And go forward. Focus on what God has for you and your life and your family. And go after that and possess that. What did it say? He said, I love this. I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ possessed for me. So let's press on today to possess that perfection which Christ has for me. I hope you enjoy our video today. And my hair looks pretty cute, huh?